Charity Seebecker, and it's my pleasure to bring you the best of hometown life every week. Coming up later in the program, we have the creators of the TV show The Hobbyist to talk about the launch of their first season. But first, we have Health Check 360. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States. The month of February is dedicated to raising awareness about heart disease and increasing knowledge about prevention. Tomah Health Cardiac Rehabilitation Coordinator Shana Steele explains how to keep your heart healthy and prevent heart disease during this edition of Health Check 360. So welcome, Shana.
Thank you
so much for being here. So what is your role at Tomah Health, and how do those services that you supply, help offer those patients to help get a healthy heart?
Yeah. So I'm the Cardiac and Pulmonary Rehab Coordinator at Tomah Health, and I've been there for over 16 years.
Oh.
And so cardiac rehab is a medically supervised exercise program to improve cardiovascular health after somebody's had a heart attack, heart failure, angioplasty, heart surgery. And it includes exercise training and lifestyle education.
So what kind of exercises do you do? Is it just like breathing exercises, or is it actual working
exercise?
out? Okay.
Yep. Treadmills, ellipticals, steppers, you name it.
Just to get that heart pumping.
Exactly. Get that blood flowing.
Definitely. So what is heart disease then? And what are a few things people can do to prevent it on their own?
Yeah, so heart disease encompasses a wide variety of heart conditions that affect how well your heart functions. The four common forms of heart disease are coronary artery disease, so you have damage or disease in the major blood vessels of the heart. Heart failure, which is a chronic condition where your heart is not able to pump efficiently. Heart valve disease, so a damage or disease in the heart valves. And arrhythmias, so improper heart rhythm, whether too fast or too slow. And 5 different ways to help maintain that healthy heart, especially during Heart Month.
Definitely.
One is don't smoke or use tobacco products. Of course, we all know that. But exercise regularly. So that's what we promote. So the American College of Sports Medicine promotes at least 30 minutes of moderately intense aerobic exercise at least 5 days a week.
Okay.
And also strength training at least 2 days a week. We always recommend eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, foods high in soluble fiber, get good quality sleep, at least 6 to 8 hours a night.
Easier said than done.
Right. And always visit your healthcare provider regularly.
Definitely. So heart disease can definitely affect anyone, and sometimes you don't know that you have a disease or something happening, but it seems that women are usually at the top of that list. Why is that?
Yeah, so while heart disease may be the number one cause of death for both men and women, it tends to develop later in women because the effects of the hormone estrogen is a cardioprotective benefit. But of course, after menopause, usually by age 65, heart disease odds match those of a man of similar age.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
I guess once you say that, it makes sense, but when you actually think about it, like, when at first you're like, huh? Really? Why? Like, for men and women should be the same. We both have a heart. Like, why?
Right. Yeah.
So is there any special news or good news coming from the Tomah area?
Yes. So Tomah Health strives for best practices, and we are excited to be a partner hospital in the AHRQ's Take Heart initiative, whose goal is to help hospitals implement evidence-based strategies to increase cardiac rehab participation in eligible patients by implementing automatic referral with care coordination support.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're excited about that because only 1 in 5 patients are actually referred to cardiac rehab.
Oh.
So we want to improve those numbers, reach more patients to provide them with exercise training and lifestyle education to help reduce risk factors for heart disease.
Absolutely. Is there a place that viewers can go to, like, is it your website, a Facebook page, or somewhere that they can learn more in case maybe they know somebody that needs that extra help or something?
Yeah, so tomahhealth.org is a great resource.
Okay.
We have our own page on there for cardiac and pulmonary rehab, so you can see all of our staff and what we do to help the community improve their heart health.
And then lastly, quick, do you guys post, since you're celebrating this month, are you guys posting online little things to help educate the public and stay updated with you guys?
Yeah, so we Wear Red Day, we all supported that effort. And we do special things within our cardiac rehab department with the patients to get them excited to continue to reduce their risk factors and exercise. And
That's awesome. So definitely a good way to stay involved and a good way for our viewers to keep updated with helpful tips and see what you guys are doing to firsthand fight that. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Catering for the cast and crew has been provided by Strike Zone and Pizzones in Tomah. Great food with fun for the whole family. The Hobbyist is next, but first we want to thank our sponsors.
Hometown Life has been brought to you by Lynx Networks, Oakdale Credit Union, Torkelson Funeral Home, Hardware Hank in New Lisbon, The Little Cottage Home Decor and more, The Fun Company Game Room Store.
Tomah Health is dedicated to compassionate, quality care for our community.
To me, quality care means always going the extra mile. At Tomah Health, we do the little things to make a big difference.
Our staff is taking extra precautions, like offering video visits, virus screening, social distancing, and rigorous disinfecting protocols. Due to extraordinary numbers of patients, please expect extra wait times. We appreciate your understanding and apologize for delays.
Tomah Health, together in care.
All right, get set for the story of my life.
Fiction or non-fiction?
Get a move on, girls. Train's waiting.
You're right. Absolutely right.
Which view would you prefer?
The one you're blocking.
It only took brains, courage, and a gun, and I had the gun.
John, if it's worth dying for, it's worth living for.
It's been a long day.
Mom, what's for dinner? Yeah, I'm hungry.
I really don't feel like cooking, so...
The best pizza? Look at that crust and cheese. Amazing burgers and steaks. Just the way I like it. Food the whole family loves. That's our specialty. And don't forget, 12 lanes of bowling fun and a huge game room. Rain or shine, always a great time. Strike Zone and Pizzones in Tomah.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Hardware Hank knows you have projects, lots of important projects, from paint to plumbing, electrical, and yard maintenance. We have the area's largest selection of Milwaukee tools. Hey, it's what the pros use. We even have an in-store chainsaw sharpening service. It's time to build your property's value with Hardware Hank New Lisbon.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank, Hardware Hank.
Let's go on inside and meet our hobbyist.
And my wife said, you can't have this Packer stuff all over the house. You get one room.
This
is the one room. Most of my collection is more of the fan type of stuff, like bobbleheads and pennants and tickets and this.
My next guest is the owner of Blue Pine Productions in Stevens Point, the producer of the new TV show on Hometown Stream called The Hobbyist. Please welcome to the program, Kevin Weiner.
Hi.
Kevin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome.
Can you hear me?
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Can you tell me, what is The Hobbyist? Because some of our viewers may not know yet. Can you get us associated with it?
Okay. Yeah, The Hobbyist is our TV show that we're putting out on, or that is already out on Hometown. We have our first episode out now that you can watch for free starting the 4th. And it's a show all about hobbies, really. Particularly, we like to use the word immense a lot. So like hobbies on a larger scale. For example, our first episode was a huge Packers collection.
Ooh.
Just a whole building full of it.
Wow. Was it a business collection then, or is it somebody's personal collection, or do you cover both?
I try to stay away from like the business collections, but yet there's a little gray area because our first episode, it's a personal collection, but he houses it in his sports bar.
Okay. He's got to show it off. I mean, it's the Packers.
He needed a place. Yeah, it's a good episode, but essentially, you know, his wife is like, you only get one room, and he's like, well, this is the room, and he just bought a building.
So he thought outside the box is what it sounds like. So why did you create the show, or how did you get started with it?
Well, I've always, you know, I've been kind of a creative guy and have many interests, but really I think what's got me into it is a few years ago, my father passed away, and he has a large train collection, like model trains.
Okay,
so growing up, like some people have their trinkets and stuff in the yard or whatever for lawn decor. We had a train station. My dad built a train station for his hobby. So inside this train station, when you open the door, there's just model trains everywhere, huge layout. And after he passed, we had the property eventually had to get sold, and I took the task of cleaning that up and packing things up. And I wanted to run the trains one more time, so I got that fixed up, and I'm like, oh, might as well make a video. So I made a video, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. And I got like real detailed in it and put a little camera, right next to the track, watch the train go out. And at the same time, the hometown was starting up, and I have some affiliation with hometown, and I'm like, I could do a TV show, and I've talked it over with my wife, and I'm like, how about we do something about hobbies? Everybody has a hobby. I'm sure there's more people out there like my dad who has a whole building full of their hobby, and that's kind of what set it in motion.
Wow, so it's really your dad's impact and that legacy almost that you're carrying on by interviewing others, and it's really had a good impact on you as a child. So did you help him ever put together this train set, or was it more of you observing in him, that's his hobby, don't touch it because something might get out of place, or because that's how my dad is sometimes, so I'm just curious.
Yeah. There's a reason why it was in another building with a locked door, right? No, we spent time in the what he would call the junction, right? We spent time in there and stuff like that. As I got older, I would help him a little bit, but it was mostly his own hobby. And like me, he had many interests, so it would come and go, and you do other things, restore tractors or whatever. Yeah.
But that's exciting though, because even though you said you were kind of involved, but not, it still had an impact on you growing up. So obviously you're able to carry that out now. And that's awesome, because I feel like a lot of people can relate to that, because we may have hobbies that remind us of somebody or something that somebody else did. And it's like, oh, I could do that, or I want to do that. So I really commend you for carrying that forward. But do you mind touching on you already kind of mentioned your pilot episode. So what are the upcoming episodes besides that, like the new episodes, I guess, that we can look forward to?
Right. So we're going to have a total of 6 episodes in the season. So just including the first one, we'll have 5 more. We have a car show episode that we went around the car show, asked folks about their cars and the hobby of collecting cars and restoring and whatnot. So that's going to be a very car collecting focused episode. Then we did video games. Ooh. And then just kind of a broad scope of the video game hobby. And we went to like a gaming convention to get that, and found some pretty unique niches in that hobby. And most recently, what we've been getting involved in is the snow artist.
Oh.
Kind of local in my area. and kind of exploring the hobby of snow sculptures. And then we have something lined up with a guy a state over for Legos.
Oh,
he's
very
like big
cool.
into Legos and has a large Lego collection and a few other smaller collections we're going to cover too from this guy. But particularly that episode would be about Lego. And that's kind of, I think that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
We have another, we want to do the 6th episode, but we don't quite have somebody picked out yet. We have some prospects.
So can I ask a
so if
follow-up
anybody
question?
listening on the show and they want to be, on our show,
Yeah.
we got a slot open, not to mention we're open to do, multiple seasons of this. So we definitely have ideas for the 2nd season already.
So it sounds like there's something for everyone, depending on, like you said, each episode's a little different. So to subscribe and watch it, like, that's huge because I might be into, like, I think the Legos are cool. Like, I grew up with playing those. I'm maybe not into cars, but my brother is. So there's still something for everyone, whether it's you directly or you sharing that with someone else so they can enjoy it. So you mentioned you're looking potentially for other people for future episodes. How can they contact you about their hobbies or being on the show?
Right now we have like our hobbyist Facebook and a hobbyist email. That would be probably the best 2 ways to contact us.
Okay. Perfect. Well, we have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will be meeting with the face of the show, Cody Barnes. Stay tuned.
Half the people in the world are women. Why does it have to be you that stirs me?
If it's worth dying for, it's worth living for.
I think you're hiding something from me.
I'm at my wit's end.
I passed there an hour ago.
I got that bird jacket.
That ain't as tough as it's egg.
That is a flamingo.
I'm sure modern civilized methods of homicide are much more efficient.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Daddy! Oh, Daddy!
Tomah Health is dedicated to compassionate, quality care for our community.
To me, quality care means always going the extra mile. At Tomah Health, we do the little things to make a big difference.
Our staff is taking extra precautions, like offering video visits, virus screening, social distancing, and rigorous disinfecting protocols. Due to extraordinary numbers of patients, please expect extra wait times. We appreciate your understanding and apologize for delays.
Tomah Health, together in care.
What's the more in the Little Cottage home decor and more? Fashion. Shopping is fun at the Little Cottage. Update your look and discover more at the Little Cottage home decor and more, New Lisbon.
It's been a long day.
Mom, what's for dinner?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I really don't feel like cooking, so...
The best pizza. Look at that crust and cheese. Amazing burgers and steaks. Just the way I like it. Food the whole family loves. That's our specialty. And don't forget, 12 lanes of bowling fun and a huge game room. Rain or shine, always a great time. Strike Zone and Pizzone's in Tomah.
This hot tub is so relaxing. The stress of the week just melts away.
Hanging out with friends is fun.
And we have so many reasons to get together.
My Traeger grill is a difference between a good
and an amazing barbecue.
The Fun Company Game Room Store
is where the fun begins.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Welcome back to the show. Have you ever been a part of something bigger than yourself? Something so big you needed a team of people working together just to make something amazing happen? My next guests are working on something amazing, and they would like to invite you to be a part of it. We have been talking with Kevin about the new TV show, The Hobbyist. And now let's bring on the face of the show, Cody Barnes. So welcome, Cody.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here. So being the face of the show, what have you learned about yourself or other people that you've talked with, their hobbies? What is it like?
So this has been a really unique opportunity for me because in my life, I've always been a curious person. My parents would always yell at me because I'd always talk to everybody when we'd go places or whatever. And I never really grew out of that. And so this show gives us an opportunity to pretty much have that be our focus because, you get these conversations in passing with people and you'll hear somebody say, oh, I have a massive collection of so-and-so. Mm-hmm. And, you never really get to find out more about it most of the time. And so with this show, it's not only an experience for myself, but I hope for the viewer as well to be something that brings people into these new lives of, the different types of hobbies. I mean, there are as many hobbies as there are people. Absolutely. And it is just such a unique thing to be able to explore these hobbies with these people and show the audience that, some of these may be more complicated and stuff like that, but a lot of this stuff can definitely, you could do it yourself. Mm-hmm. Because they're hobbies, anybody can get involved with regarding, what capacity. You don't got to have, 600 model trains, in your spare room. You could just have one little train you bought from, Tyson's a couple of years ago.
That's a good point. I like the fact you made about, there's so many different hobbies, pretty much just the same amount of there are people. And that's cool because, like you said, I feel like you could have so many different episodes and still never quite capture what is all out there. And I think that's so unique to the viewers because, like you said, they don't have to have that same capacity, but it can start sparking their ideas and help, give them something to do maybe that brings them joy, especially during kind of the winter cold months where people start getting a little down. That's just another outlook, and it's also something cool to listen to. So what has been your favorite, without obviously giving away too much of a future episode, what's kind of your favorite thing you've learned or interacted with for people-wise?
I think each person that I meet, they have their own flair, their own, Mark, who was with the Packard collection, mm-hmm. and he was just so passionate, and he was just, it's like a kid showing off his thing at show and tell, he was just so happy to show people, to show the world. He's been through a dozen interviews before us, but he was still happy and he still loved doing it. And I think I see that in every person that we talk to. And I think that that's probably my favorite part. The most beautiful thing to me is just, how someone can be so passionate and we have the opportunity to show them, just, show the world what their passion is, and get other people excited about it, as excited as they are.
Absolutely. So obviously it's had a huge impact on you. What kind of an impact do you think it could have on viewers? I know you mentioned sparking their interest in that, but what do you think the real reason that people should want to watch this show?
Mm-hmm. Well, for myself, it's very easy. I have a very short attention span. So I get bored really easy. And I have my different hobbies here and there, but especially considering we're coming out of these last 2 years, a lot of people realize, man, other than TV work and doing this stuff, there's not really that much that that we do. So I think that this was a really great time for building hobbies. And I think that coming out of this, I want this to be, for folks that are, either at home or not doing whichever, I want this to give them opportunities to be that looks fun and I can do it. So I guess the overall goal for me, I'd like to alleviate the boredom of the masses.
I think that's a great way of putting it. Can we go back to Kevin quick? Because I kind of want to follow up with you now. So how much money do you need to raise to be able to finish the show? And with that, how can people get involved to help you reach that goal?
Okay. Yeah, we're looking to try to get to 30,000.
Okay.
And so that's like 500 subscribers. And the best way to help us get to that goal is to really subscribe to Hometown. Using our link that we have posted on social media and on our homepage of Hometown there. And that's it would be like a yearly subscription. So it's $99.95, and that gives you a savings over the monthly one. So you save about $19.
Oh, wow.
A year. And that's really the direct way to support us, and that's what we'll need to keep the show moving, not just for this, for this season, but to help us okay, now let's get into the next season. Let's keep going.
So is there a certain deadline you need this money by to reach that, or I should say those subscriptions by, or kind of take me through that? What is the timeline?
Well, we're trying to really push for the end of March.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because we have shows in the making. I got a dedicated skeleton crew who I'm sure would appreciate more than just pizza.
That's a good way.
No, but they're a really good crew, and we're all passionate about the project. But ultimately, you only have so much time, and if we're going to put into this, and we want to move forward and put out multiple seasons for everyone to enjoy, and that's where realistically that's where we're at.
Absolutely. So if you do reach this, would the next season come out in the next few months, or I guess how's the time frame on that, so your viewers have an idea?
Right. So, right now it's slow going because you only put so much time into it right now. And of course, I'm trying to run my own business. But if we were able to get the funds, more time you would put into it, that I could easily see another season coming out the following year, trailing after this current season.
So that's when you think about it, a good bang for your buck. And just listening to you guys talk tonight, I'm very intrigued because I didn't know a whole lot about it. So I'm definitely going to go subscribe. So I really encourage viewers to, because I think it all comes full circle. Like you mentioned, if you want to be able to continue to have shows that interest you, and we want to help you with that passion of having, your dad's hobby that started it and sparking that passion and continuing that, then we need to help you help us in a sense.
And we got that free episode out on the 4th. We'll be starting on the 4th. So show your friends if you like it. And
so definitely, viewers, check out the free show as a little sneak peek. Get your little teaser going, for the rest of what you have to look forward to. Start sparking those interests and share, and please subscribe, because like they said, there are so many different hobbies out there that I feel like you'll never get bored with this show, because there's always going to be something for everyone. You'll always find something you're interested in. And if not, you can always suggest it or create your own, and then maybe you could be featured on it.
And it's not just us. You're getting the whole Hometown subscription catalog, and there's lots of good stuff on there.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
You're welcome.
So that's our show for the week. We want to thank you for watching Hometown Life, where we are connecting you to the community.